Good morning, my beautiful friends. I think I still have some energize in my system because I'm like, ah! That's good, right? It's never bad to be excited. Okay, so I'm very excited to do an Instagram training today because I think sometimes in my head I'm like, it's easy, but I remember being there and I remember hearing about stories for the first time and I was like, what does this even mean? And I was so intimidated by the thought of stories that I didn't even know where to start. So this is for the people who are there, and hopefully people who have been using stories and are familiar with them will still glean some awesome insights too, okay? So very first, I just want to start with how do you even access your stories, okay? So if you're in Instagram and you're just seeing your normal feed, hopefully you can see this, right? You're just in your normal main feed. All you have to do is swipe left, and it takes you to your stories, okay? I told Ashley, I was like, some of my girls don't even know that you just swipe left to access your stories. And she was like, wait, what? Like, this is Ashley, my sister, my coach. And I was like, yeah, you just swipe left when you're in your feed. And she was like, oh my gosh, you just blew my mind. I didn't even know that. I thought you had to go to the up here. I don't even know how to do it anymore. I think you touch the camera up there and that's another way to get you to your stories. She was like, you just blew my mind. And I was like, oh my gosh, I taught Ashley something. It made me feel like $1 million. So swipe left, or you can touch that camera, whatever is easiest for you in your brain, okay? So when you're in there, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff, yeah? So there's type, and you can change, it just automatically saves it to the one that you use the most. So this font is the font that I use the most. So it automatically saves it when I type it to automatically set to that font. But if you want to change it, you can type something and just push the go button or whatever. No, I did it wrong. Discard. So you just push the color up. How do you change it in the middle of this? Now I'm forgetting. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you go to type something and you don't type anything at all, and then you can change the font just by pushing that up there. And it changes the font if you don't like what it automatically set it to. Cool. So when you type stuff, that's, I've had people ask this before, that like you see a story that like it had words typed, and then the next story it's like words added to it, and the next story is like words added to it. And I wish that there was like an easier way to do it, but the way you do that is you legit just type whatever you want to say, and then you post it to your story. And so you can, there's two ways to do that. You either click this little circle right here that says your story. That's all I do because it's one click and it adds to your story. Or you can go send to your story, and that's 2 clicks, still gets it to the story, but it's 2 clicks instead of 1. So I just click that circle at the bottom left that says your story, yeah? So, but before you add it to your story, you have to save it. So if you want to say something like, I am starting a new group, exclamation mark, right? Whatever. So then I save it up there, and I save it, and you always want to like move it up so that you have room to keep typing, and then you'd add it to your story. And then when you go to do a new one, you just go to anything besides type and besides live, and you'll see a little square in the corner that helps you access your photo albums, okay? So then you go to your photo albums, you click on the one you saved, and then you add more words to it. It starts on Monday, whatever. And I always like to change the font so that it's exciting and new, whatever. And then again, I'm gonna save it before I submit it to my stories if I want to keep adding stuff to it, okay? So if you've seen stories like that, that's how you do it, okay? So that's all type is for, you type stuff. Music, I'll be real, I've never used it. I don't know, I think you just, when you go to music, I don't even know what you do with it. Has anybody ever used music before that they want to unmute and teach us about it? Janelle's like, nope, don't pick me. Okay, I've never used the music one before, so I'm gonna write that down to play with it. I need to learn something new. Okay. So then if you want to go live on Instagram, you just pick a song. Jamie says, you just pick a song and it gives the lyrics with it. Okay. Okay. So Jamie, when you do the song one, does it have anything else at all? Like, or is it just playing the song on that story? Because I know you can add stories to anything or add music to anything, but I don't know what the actual.
I think sorry, Bryn. I think it just plays the music as you record so you can hear it. So like you can do the beat, you can do the words. It's the same thing as adding the music to it. It's just while you're pressing the record button, you can hear the song.
Oh,
that makes sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. Thank you, Anna and Jamie. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, it plays a song and then you can record over it. Okay, so if you want to go live on Instagram, it's just like going live on Facebook. So you go to live, you click go live. Yeah. If you have more questions about that, you can type them in the chat and I can address them. But you probably are all familiar with going live. Okay, so then there's normal, which is the one that I probably use the most. Yeah. So you can take a picture in normal just by pushing the button. Okay. So I'll just take a selfie of us, right? Yay. And I just click the button like I was taking a picture on my phone, right? So, but if you want to record something, then you just hold it. Yeah. And it will go around in that circle. And then when it gets to the top of the circle, that means like the 15-second clip that you were wanting is now done and you're going into a second clip. So if you see people who are like talking for multiple clips in a row, so now I added it. So I added one up there because, okay, you've already talked for one story. So now you're in the middle of your second one. How long do you want to keep talking type of thing? So it's just a good gauge to like, okay, I've been talking for like 8. I should probably switch it up because that's boring. Yeah. So that's normal. And normal is typically where I go to access my camera too. So if there's a picture that I took on my camera that I want to upload to my stories, that's how I access it. And I've had so many people ask me questions about how I do my workout stories. And I record my entire workout because I am not about, I have done the whole like, okay, I really want this move to be in my stories. So I'm going to pause the workout and I'm going to go back so that I can be at the beginning of it. And then I'm going to go to my stories and I'm going to do hands-free and I'm going to 3, 2, 1 and I'm going to run backwards. And this will make sense in a second when I teach you about hands-free. And then I'm going to go and then I'm going to like, and it just was like, it interrupted my workout so hardcore that I like hated it. And I hated thinking about in my workout, like which move am I going to put in my stories? And my workouts became more about my stories than just like get the freaking workout done and crush it. Yeah. So I just record my entire workout. And then when I'm done working out, I go and I just record it in my camera, just my normal camera. Yeah. And then when I'm done with my workouts, I can show you how I do it. So I do this every single day. So I recorded it, and then I literally just click edit, and then I just trim whatever, okay, what was really awesome that we did today? Okay, yeah, Holland was super cute when we did that move. So I'm just going to trim it. I'm going to make it 15 seconds, and this is literally all I do, yeah. And then it saves it, and then I just go, when I go to my stories, I go to, okay, there it is. It showed up right there, and then I'm going to only have one of those clips, so I just delete the second one, because if it's longer than 15 seconds, it will show up with multiple. So let me show you that again, just in case I did that too fast. Okay, so I'm uploading that one. So if you see, there's 2 stories because it's 19 seconds. So one of them is 15 seconds long and one of them is 4 seconds long. So I'm going to delete the one that's only 4 seconds long. Okay, and then I personally always add, I tag a location. And I use a hashtag in every workout story I do, but I just hide it behind text. So the reason I do that is because I want to find Vegas coaches. I want to find other people who live in Vegas so that I'm not coaching out here alone. I want to be able to go to lunch with people and go to Super Saturdays with people and stuff. So when I do that, I click this little, it's like a square smiley face person with the corner, that's the word I was looking for, folded up. So you just click on that, and then the first thing is location. So then it searches nearby where you are. And I hide it behind words because I only want people who are searching for Las Vegas purposefully to know that I live in Las Vegas. I don't want any random Joe Schmo who decides to watch my stories to know that I live in Las Vegas. So that's why I hide it behind text. But I want people who do live in Las Vegas, who are searching for Las Vegas, to find me. Yeah? If that doesn't make sense, please, at any time, if anything I'm saying is like, you just spoke French, I have no idea what you just said. Even if you're watching the recording, like, please ask, okay? Because this is something I've been doing for like years now that I like kind of forget what's normal and what's not. Yeah? So then with hashtags, I just try to do ones that I know get a lot of traction and are people that I want to attract. So I typically, especially with ones that have my son in it, I'll do like boy mom or like family time or families of Instagram or family workout or something like that. Yeah. So I'll just do boy mom today, whatever. And then again, I just make it really small and I just stack them on top of each other. And then I'll just add like day 19, weights of death, whatever. And you just type that. And then I will just, you can change the font of whatever you want to do up here. And if you want to add, if you don't want it to be just text, you want to add like a solid color behind it, you just push that A in the corner and then it puts a solid thing behind it. And then you can change the color down here. Yeah. And then I will make it where I want it and I will cover the location that I had and the hashtag that I used so that all the people who are watching it see is that. Yeah. And then I just click that corner, add to my story, bada bing, bada boom, it's done. Okay. Hey, sweetheart, how are you?
I got my scripture.
Perfect. Are you going to come sit and read by me? Okay, perfect. You can talk to my friends with me. Okay. Okay, so that's normal, and that's how I do my stories. And I typically do 2 to 3 stories that exact same way, and that's it. So hopefully that is helpful. Let's see. Okay, Jordan said it on the music one, it plays a song, but it doesn't allow you to save the video in Instagram. That's good to know. Just says, what do you use to hold your phone for recording your workout? Let me get it and I'll show you. This thing, it's the best ever. I got one for Megan when she hit diamond as one of her diamond gifts. But I literally just got it for Christmas. So it's like can I show my friends real quick, please?
No.
Okay, you can let go or I will take it from you. What's your choice? One? I'll hand it to you when I'm done. Thank you. Okay, so then you can twist this part up or down to make it stay to whatever you want to. And this like bends however you want it to. So a lot of the times, like if Blake is not with me to take my before and after pictures, I'll use that sucker and just attach it to a chair. Best thing ever. And the brand is Easy ACC is what it says on the bottom. I don't know. There's lots of different brands. I just got one for Megan on Amazon and it's pink. So I think it's pink. Or did I get you the white one, Megan? No, I'm forgetting. That's irrelevant. But it's fabulous and you need to have one if you don't already. So that's what I use. And it like just holds your phone, like, and it can stretch with your phone, whatever. And it just holds it for you. So, and I try to switch up like the angle so that my story watchers and I don't get bored all the time. Okay. Boomerang is the next thing. And that's the one where you see like the person doing the same thing forward and backward or whatever, like my wave that I do every single morning, that's using Boomerang. Okay, Boomerang is like probably one of my favorites. I just think it's super fun. So it's just, you just press and hold it and it records whatever you're wanting it to record and it does the same thing forward and backward. Those are Mommy's fabric scissors, okay? So please be careful with them. I don't know what else to say about that. So if you have questions about Boomerang, let me know. But yeah, just press and hold. Super Zoom is the one that you see sometimes people doing. Typically, if I ever do Super Zoom, I only do hearts or beats. I don't really like any of the rest of them. But the beats is the one that's like it's like pulsing and it's getting closer to whatever it is, and it has like the up tempo beat and like flashing colors. And then the hearts one is like sometimes the cheesy one that I do when I'm like holding my Shakeology selfie, and it like has like romantic music and it like zooms in and it's all like hearts and touchy-feely and whatever. It's like stupid and funny. Okay. So you can play around with super zoom, but basically the point of it is it like adds a filter and it adds music and it zooms in really close to whatever it is you're trying to highlight. So you can play around with super zoom. And again, you just press and hold it if you're wanting to use that. So right now I'm on hearts. So this is what it looks like. It's adding the filter of like love, whatever, and you can make it as long as you want. And then if I turned on the music so you could hear it. Like it makes it all cheesy and lovey and yeah, cool. Focus. I'll be honest. I've never really used it, but I feel like Anna has used it. Anna, I don't see you. Can you talk about focus, or does anybody know about focus? I don't really use it ever.
I'm not going to turn on my video.
Okay.
Yeah, focus just blurs the background. I really like it. Like if, I don't know, I do like focus a lot. I feel like it makes it just you as the center and all the noise in the background is blurred.
Okay. Okay. Fun. Awesome.
I also like to take pictures. Like if my phone or whatever didn't have the portrait feature on my iPhone, if you use focus, I like taking pictures in that and saving it to my phone and then editing it from there because it just looks more professional.
Okay, that makes sense, because I've wondered. I'm like, I have portrait mode and my pictures don't look like Anna's sometimes. That makes sense. Okay, so if you don't know what she just said, focus is another setting in Instagram, and there's like multiple ways that you can change it to be whatever filter-ish you want. So then she just said sometimes she'll take a picture in focus, and so I'll just take a picture or whatever. Bless my own. Okay, there you go, super cute selfie. And then you can just save it to your phone and then post it that way. Yeah, either to your stories or to your feed. So cool, sweet, that's focus. Okay, rewind, I've never used ever, but I just asked Ashley. I don't know if you saw Ashley McClellan, my sister, my coach, story last week. She like waved and her Energize came to her, and Blake and I legit like watched it for like 10 minutes, and we were like, how did she do that? And Blake was like strategizing, like maybe she like had Casey push it, and then she like edited the video and like did a green screen and had Casey wear like blue or green to like edit her out. And I was like, no, Ashley is like way too simple for that. Like there's no way she would have done that just for one freaking story. And then he was like, maybe she put a magnet underneath and she like had a magnet on her sleeve. And I was like, no, again, like that's way too complicated. Ashley did not freaking do that. She used rewind. Okay. So she pushed her Shakeology away, and she had to do it a couple times, but it looked like she was like magical and it came to her like Matilda status. Yeah. So she used rewind or however you want to say that word. So it's just, I've never used it before, but now I'm going to use it because I want to look like I'm magical. So yeah, you can just use it to do, it's kind of like boomerang, but boomerang goes forward and backwards, and rewind just only goes backwards. So yeah. And then hands-free is what I was saying, like how I used to record my videos. So hands-free makes it nice because you don't have to sit and hold it. So you can either just push it and walk away, and it keeps recording, because everything else you have to hold it to record. Hands-free is the only thing that you can just push it and let go, and you don't have to keep holding it. And then if you want, oh, it's talking to me. And then if you want to not like push it and like set it down or whatever, you can push and hold it. And then it goes 3, 2, 1. And then you know, okay, it's time for me to start now. So that's how I used to record my workout videos. I would like have it in my little claw thing, and then I'd run forward and I'd push this and it'd count backwards, and I'd run backwards and pick up my weights really quick, and then I'd like go, and it was kind of a joke. So I'll be real, I don't use hands-free like ever anymore now that I do my workout stories the other way. But I know a lot of people who like when they do Fun Friday and stuff like that, like they'll start the music and they'll do hands-free, and then they'll like go when the 3, 2, 1 countdown is over. And that's how they do it instead of recording it on their video camera. Yeah. So that is all of the features and how to do it. And then at the top of a lot of them, so I know Boomerang, Normal, Live, Rewind, and Hands-Free, they all have this smiley face up here at the top, and it makes it so you can add a filter. So there's a whole bunch of filters, and really stories is one of those things that you just start and you just play with it, and then you just find what you like and what you don't like, and you continue to watch other people's stories who you like, and you can ask them questions. Like really, people who like this type of stuff love to share their knowledge. So if you like something and you're like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Like ask away. Yeah. There's also another app that I'm forgetting the name of it really quick. Let me look. My little sister uses it all the time, and it looks so good and so professional. And it's like, she texted it to me. Let me find it. Okay, she must have. I was looking at my Insta messages, and I think she actually texted it to me. I feel like it's called Unfold. It just came to me. So it's an app that you can like put a whole bunch of stories together if you're like talking about things that all go together, and you can make it one story instead of like 17, and it looks really nice and professional-ish. So that app is called Unfold. Let me see if she's done one, because she does one quite a bit. No, she doesn't. She didn't do one. But yeah, Unfold is fun. Okay. But if you ever, the gist is, if you like something, like with Ash, I was like, oh, seriously, how did you do that? And I just asked her, and she was like, I used Rewind, right? Like that took her 2 seconds to respond. And I asked Liz, like, okay, I love this look. How did you do that? And she's like, oh my gosh, I used Unfold. Okay. Another thing that I've asked other people that I'm like, okay, how are you doing that? When you see people post in their stories, you just go to your feed, okay? And if you want whatever one you want to add to your stories, if you're like, I really want people to see this, and you can say like new post or whatever, you just click the little paper airplane in the corner, and it says add post to your story. Okay, so then if I was going to do that, it would show up like that in my stories, and that's just the picture with like my name. So if you push it, didn't work. If you push it, it shows like my picture and the first line of the post. Okay, so that's how you add your post to your stories if you want people to see it. And then at any time, in any way, shape, or form, you can click this square smiley face thing with the folded cornerness is my favorite thing ever, because that's where you can add the location like I showed you in my stories. That's where you can add, where you can mention people. I mentioned John Acuff when I was quoting him when I was listening to Start, and he totally shared my quote in his stories, and he's like a famous author, and it made me feel really freaking cool because I mentioned him. Yeah. So like sometimes I'll mention like Shaun T or Josh Coates or like whatever cool people are awesome. Yeah. Hashtags. The best one is GIFs, and you can add as many GIFs to the stories as you want. So then you just click GIF. And so for the one that I was doing, I just type in new post, and there's all these GIFs about new posts. So I just pick which one's speaking to me right now. Okay, that one. And then I just put that in the corner, whatever. You can shift things around by squeezing whatever. And then I just click add to my story, and people would know, okay, she did a new post in her feed. Yeah. So that's how people add GIFs when you see that in stories. Let me go back to that. Oh my gosh, struggle. I don't want, okay. Me, okay. Okay. So then you can also add music, which is one of the things I've added music before. And it does add the lyrics too. So one of the ones that I use all the time is like Watching You from Rodney Atkins. Like if there's a really cute thing of Holland and Blake together, because I love that song. So then you just click it. Let me turn it on, and it pulls up the part of the song. How come I can't hear it? Oh, I didn't even know you could. There you go. And it comes up with the words. And you can change what part of the song you want it to be by just like scrolling. I like the chorus, so I would have left it there. But it shows you like the part of the song. And you can, I just learned this, but you can also change the font. I didn't even know that by going up here, right? Or you can make it just the song or the album. Yeah, I didn't even know that. So that's pretty cool. So that's, if you click that smiley face with the corner, that's how you add music. Then there's the timestamp, and then there's the poll. So that's how people do like I don't know if you saw my stories yesterday, but I was like, I talked about how I was sewing, and I was like, do you like to sew? And it was either like, yes, I love it, or I wish I knew how. That's how I did that. I just clicked the poll thing, and you just you type in whatever question on either side. Then questions is this one, where it's like you ask a question and people can respond in there, or you just say like, ask me anything about blank, and then people can ask you questions. So you can do it either way. Go away. And if you ever don't want it anymore, you just press and hold it, and you drag it down to the trash can, and it goes away. Okay. So then there's countdown. So like I have like a countdown that's like round 2, commit to 100 workouts. I know some people don't have that. I think Megan has expressed, she's like, how do you do that? I know Megan's like, nah. So that's how you do it. I don't know why she doesn't have it. That freaking sucks. But yeah, if you want it, that's how to get it. And then this is like if you want people to react to your stuff, and you can change the reactions that they have. And I typically, it says ask a question on there. I typically don't. I just like type something and then just put this on there if I want people to react to it. And it doesn't do anything. It doesn't still say, ask me a question, like when I post it. It just has the reaction bar. So that's a choice 2 in the folded smiley face. Then there's quiz, which is like a multiple choice quiz. And then there's chat. I've never used chat. That's why I was looking at it like that. It says this will be the title of your chat thread in direct messages. So I'm assuming it's like a message thread that you can join if you want to talk about something specific. I don't know. I've never used that, but that's a feature if you want to play with that. And then it just has like the degree. You can take a picture, which the first person I ever saw do this was Andra from Sean Week, and I thought it was like super cute. She was talking about ice cream, and she took a picture of the ice cream. So let's pretend I'm like my beach bars, right? Like whatever. I'm gonna take a picture of my beach bars and my freaking camera around bread. Okay, so here's my picture of my beach bar, right? And then if I go to the smiley face and go to the camera, I can add another layer. Now I'm gonna eat it, right? And then it adds another layer of my beach bar there, but then there's another picture of me actually eating it, yeah? And you can click it and make it not faded out, or you can click it and make it faded out, yeah? So you have like 2 pictures on top of each other. So that's what that little camera is for. And there's a donation button. I've never used that, but I assume it's pretty self-explanatory. Ooh, Jamie, I don't know what you said. You said, what is that on? But I don't know what you were referring to. Will you clarify? But yes, I will talk about highlights. Thank you, thank you. I wasn't thinking about that, but I will. So thank you for saying that. But you said, what is that on? So clarify. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention when you said that. And then there's a whole bunch of just stickers that are just like ones that are people are using a lot. So Friday, whatever. Yes, basic, blah, 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 whatever. Right. And then there's like emojis that you can add, and that's all on the smiley face folded up thing. Cool. This little scribe button is how, like in my morning story, so I'll show you. I always do, right, like, and this is how I write, like, good, right? That was really terrible handwriting, but that's how you write, is just that, like, and you can change it to be like different types of marker up here, right? And you don't have to do cursive, it's just, and then you can erase it, whatever. Cool. Yeah. So that's how you do that, is just to write on it yourself. You just click that little scribble. And then this, oops. This link thing, you can add a link for people to swipe up to visit a destination, like an Instagram TV video, a business transaction, or a camera effect. I only have the option to tag my Instagram TVs in the swipe up link. When you get to 10,000 followers, then you can add like your own personal links. So like if you have stuff in Linktree, and you want them to just swipe up to like join your challenge group or go to your whatever page, that is something that you can add when you have 10,000 followers. So if you don't have 10,000 followers, the only option you have is to do the swipe up link for Instagram TV video. But I never do that. So, okay, let's see. What is the one you talked about last? Yeah, the sticker. Yeah, the camera feature where, like I talked about with the beach bars, that's just on the, that's just on that smiley face that's folded up, and it just has like a little camera right there. So, is there a way to share your stories, videos of our team doing Fun Fridays or when we wear pink Wednesdays? Yes. So when someone mentions you, it will show up in your direct messages. So let's see. So Leslie has already added me to her Fun Friday one. So she added me to her Fun Friday one, so I can see it in my stories, and I have two options. I can click that blue button. I don't know if you can see it. That says add this to your story, or I can click into it. This is typically what I do. I click into it first to make sure I like want to add it to my story, because I have a lot of people who mention me. So I don't do every single one. And I don't want that to sound like all weird. That kind of sounded weird. But I don't want to add every single one, because I don't want my story people to be like, holy shiz, Bren, I get it. Okay. But I like hers typically. So I'll say, add this to your story. And there's just a little white bar at the bottom. And then it just shows up in a different screen. And I just click add to my story. Yeah. So my stories are probably all weird right now, because I have no idea what order I'm actually uploading stuff. That's how you add people who have mentioned you. But there is a caveat. If their profile is not public, it won't let you. So Mindy, I don't know if she's on here, she's tagged me in a couple of things before, but it won't let me share her story because her profile is not public. So if it's not letting you share their stuff, that's probably why. But sometimes if that's the case, I can't remember, I think it was Janelle. Janelle tagged me in hers, and it messaged me, and it told me that she messaged me in it, but I couldn't share it because her profile is not public. So I just took a screenshot of it, because it was just a picture of her wearing pink, and then I added it to my stories using normal. Hopefully that was okay with you, Janelle, that I shared it to my stories too. Okay, let's see. So hopefully that answers your question, Jordan. So if someone mentions you, then you just go to your stories and add it to your story, but it won't let you if they're not public. Yeah, and Megan, you can only share it if they tag you in it as well. Also, I love our like awesome message thread of like everybody's names, but Mindy was like, did it work when I tagged you last week? That I was like, no, you can't copy and paste like all of everybody's Instagram names, like that we have in our chat, just copy paste it and upload it, it won't actually tag them in it if you just copy and paste it. You have to individually type at Megan Z. Gardner, at Anna Kate Fit. I can't remember. I know it's Anna and Fit. And I always find it Jordan, Diane, whatever. Okay, so you actually have to like at and type in their name. The cool thing is, I would love to play football with you. Let me talk to my friends for 10 more minutes and then I'll play football.
No, I don't want to talk to your friend.
What's Daddy doing right now?
They're then taking a shower.
Oh, I see. Do you want to go take a shower with him or do you want to wait for me?
I want you to play with me.
Okay, I would love to play with you, but I gotta finish talking to my friends real quick. Do you want to talk to them with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you actually have to do at and mention them. The nice thing though, this is where I was beginning to say, Stories remembers who you typically tag. So I always tag you guys in my Fun Fridays and my Wednesdays wear pink. So if I type at, like Megan is the first person to come up, and Anna is right next to her, and Lauren is right after that, and Jordan's right after that, and Jamie's right after that, and as I continue to keep tagging Janelle and all of our cute new people, Insta Stories will remember you like to tag this person. So here you go. Do you want to tag this person? Thank you. Be a nice human. I like this shirt too. Yeah, so hopefully that helps and makes sense. Cool. Okay, let's talk about highlights. So highlights, for those of you who don't know, it's this, you can't see that at all. Let me go closer. It's in your, when you're in your main profile, there's like a bar right here that has the stuff that you want from your stories to stay up forever. And this is totally up to you what you want to highlight. Yeah. So I personally have chosen to highlight 100 workouts, family workouts, my tribe, my food, pregnancy workouts, growth. And that's just basically PD quotes that I love. Mom of 2. So like cute things that my kids do or my family does. I did a highlight about Miracle Morning and like a tutorial about how my Miracle Morning looks, Mompreneur, August events, and I change that every single month so that people know what's coming. Transform, which is like inspiring transformations or like messages that I've gotten from people that I love to get. Teaching 2, which is like highlights of, now I should say teaching 3, because he's a 3-year-old. So it was like, okay, how did we potty train him? Okay, how did that go? Like just little things that he had to learn, and I highlighted them. And then travel tips, because I travel with my children a lot, and I've talked about.
Stop it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me? Are you being a grandpa dump? Yeah, okay. So when you want to highlight something, I'll show you how to add it to your highlights, and then I'll show you how to create a highlight. So when you're in your stories, so I gotta go to the one I want to highlight. Okay, so I will highlight this one because I said day 19, weights of death. So I will click, there's a little heart at the bottom, and I'll click in the heart and it says add to highlights. And I get to pick which one I want. So I'm gonna add it to 100 workouts because I'm doing a highlight of one workout from every single day, so that when people are curious in the 100 workout thing, they can go to my highlights and see what kind of moves there are, yeah? So that's all you do. And then I add stuff like the Fun Friday to like the My Tribe highlight, because I like to show that we have fun. But I only add like my favorite ones. And so if you want to create a highlight for the first time, there's 2 ways to do it. So you can go to your main page and there's this plus sign. Hopefully you can see this. Holland is whacking my phone with the football. And you push the plus sign, and it helps you create a new highlight. That way sometimes works and sometimes doesn't for me. So stop, or I'm not going to let you sit on my lap. The way I typically do it, if I want to add a new one, because I just did this the other day with adding 100 workout highlights. You want to what? Okay, so look, you can click on this top 3 lines on the right hand corner over here, and you can go to your archive. So stop, or I'm not going to let you sit. You're being obnoxious. Do you remember what that means? It means you're making my brain get grumpy. Okay. So you can go to the archive and you can see all your old stories. So I hadn't been highlighting my 100 workouts. So I went to archive and it saves all of my old stories, and it takes a minute to pull up. So it's still working. Sometimes my internet is slow, but it saves all your old workouts. And then if you scroll up, you can go, okay, let me go find day 1. Yeah, so here's my archive. It's starting to come up now, and it highlights the dates, yeah? So I know I started on July 29th, so I'm just gonna go back to July 29th so that I can make my highlight, and I'll just pretend I'm making it again. It's like taking forever to catch up. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi because sometimes data works better. Let's see. And I clicked something, so it made me go out of it. I'll just pretend, and I'll just show you like I'm pretending, okay? So let's just say I'm gonna make a story highlight of all my good morning waves, okay? So I just click that in my archive, and then I click highlight, and then it says add to highlights like I already showed you, and I like to do new right there. And then you just name it, whatever you want to do. So I would just name it like good morning or something, and it would just have like a whole bunch of highlights of me waving. That would be a really boring highlight, but you could do that. And people think that they have to add the cover photo that they want on their highlights to their stories in order to add it to their highlights. That's not true. So let's say I was doing good morning wave highlight, right? So I'll just say good morning. It's not spelled right, it's being funny, whatever, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna delete it. So then I say add, okay? So then if I go to my actual profile, go away, view on profile. Okay, so then it showed up right there, good morning waves. So if I click, you wanna see it?
Yep.
There you go. You're driving me nuts. So then if I click on it,
Mama.
then I can go to the more right here, and I can say edit highlight. So you can remove it from your highlight, you can edit it, you can send it, you can add them to multiple highlights. Just because I added it, sometimes I add it to the 100 workouts highlight, and sometimes I add it to the family workouts because Holland was like super cute in it, right? Or whatever. So then if you click edit highlight, then you can go right here and it just says edit cover. And then you click edit cover, and if you click over here, you can upload anything from real mom life. You can add anything from your camera roll. Yeah. So when I click that, so I have those highlights from Etsy, and that's a gift that I send to you when you go Emerald. So if you've hit Emerald and you're like, what, Bryn? Like, you haven't sent me those. Please message me because I would love, I don't know if I ever sent it to Jess Nelson. Or if you hit Emerald a million years ago and you never got it, let me know.
Play with me.
Okay, the more patient you are, the faster I'm going to be. I am almost done. I will send it to you. And they're just Etsy covers. Let me delete that highlight. So if you ever want to delete something, yeah, you just go to more, and then you can just say edit highlight. Actually, I think you have to go to remove from highlight, and then it will say like remove, and then it will say like, wait a second, you have nothing. And after you remove all the highlights, then the actual highlight will remove if you don't want to have a highlight anymore at all. So any other questions I can answer before I let you go? Okay, sweetheart, you are making the table a mess. Will you go get a paper towel, please? And then I'll be ready. Go get a paper towel and we'll wipe off the table, and then I'll be ready to play with you. Any other questions? How-tos? I've seen people do this and I don't know how they did it. Janelle, do you want me to unmute you? It looks like you want to say something. Okay, I'll unmute you. You can talk.
Sorry, I was going to write something. But yeah, how do you, I guess I was watching in the Fit Boss Academy thing on the Fun Fridays to do the video. Do you just do like a 15-second video, but your music cannot be played from your phone because then people can't share that? Is that correct?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. So with Fun Friday, It can't, I think it might be able to be from your phone. I just do it on my computer typically, but I know you can't add it using that music sticker that I showed you. Because if you use the music sticker, then people can't share it even if you mention them. I am almost ready. Can you count to 20 and I'll be ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Go somewhere else to count to 20, please. Does that make sense?
Play my music off Spotify. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that was Megan. Megan said she plays her music on Spotify, records it, and yeah, all the clips are 15 seconds. So that's how long it can be for you to add it to your story. If it's less than that, you can totally add one that's shorter than that, but no more than 15 seconds. Otherwise, it will bleed into 2. Last week's mine was like a minute, and that's fine. I just had 4 stories. Almost. It was just obnoxious because I had to tag every single person in all 4 of them so that people could add all 4, and that took forever. But yeah, just make sure when you're doing Fun Friday, when you do the music, it's already playing in real life, which makes it more fun anyways, because who wants to dance for pretend and then add the music over it, right? So just be listening to it for real when you're recording the video instead of adding it on top of the Instagram. Okay, come sit by me. Okay, I'm just making sure my friends don't have any more questions and then we'll be done. Okay? I'm just trying to be a nice friend and make sure they don't have any more questions. Can you be a nice friend too, Mr. Chocolate? If you want to be a meanie. Okay, any other questions? Look, there's a cute Savannah. Do you see Savannah right there? Okay. Is there a schedule for Fun Fridays? Not that I know of, Janelle. I think it's one of those things that we just do. I think it's planned 1 week in advance. Okay, I'm gonna get grumpy if you can't be quieter. You can sit on my lap. I'm almost done, I promise. Okay, you can sit on my lap if you're not gonna cry so loud. You can cry and you can be sad, but just please cry quieter. Okay. There is another thread that Ashley's the one who started it. So we typically just do it with Ashley's team and do whatever they're doing so that we can all tag each other and all be doing the same theme. But as we grow, if we wanted to, we could totally come up with our own theme and we can schedule it out like a month or whatever in advance. But as of right now, I think it's super fun to still stay with Ash. So for right now, we're gonna stay with them. And every single week, it's just because we're not in their thread anymore. So we don't, I think they talk about it and they decide together. And we just kind of miss that memo because none of us are in that thread. Even I'm not in that thread. I'm in a leader thread with Ashley and her people, but not her like thread with her whole team. So we just have to ask. And I will try to be better. I promise. I'll be fast. I'll try to be better about communicating that by Thursday night at the very latest. And Megan's in that thread with me too. So Megan, will you help me if I suck? So yeah, does that help, Janelle? Yeah, hopefully you can hear me. Okay, any other questions? Hey, cry quieter, please. You can be sad, that's fine. But... Okay, all right, I think we're done. Do you want to say bye? Okay, all right, I will stop the recording. For those who are on the recording, I love you. See you later.